The energy is not available. So it ends in their ear. It becomes a wise counsel. There are people that have heard a lot of wise counsel in preaching. They are just giving you wise counsel. Enter now, enter. You are the first that heard it. Go and check your father's jotter. He heard something close to what you heard. His application. That's where the energy is not there. Ume Jamunwa. There is. Are you an Igbo person? Do you know what is Ume Jamunwa? Ume Jamunwa. That strength to give birth to something from the spirit is not common. It needs to hit you. Your natural capacity, the way you move day to day can deliver you of such a thing. And that's why people have many aborted things in the spirit. The spirit couldn't give birth through them. Heavy things are coming and they're just working casually. They're just doing one kind casual thing and they want to birth heavy things in the spirit. You are joking. When you become serious, you travail. That's how the spirit gives birth. Somebody wants to give birth without travail. How? How? Where did you learn it from? It's not in the Bible. Before Jesus gave birth to anything meaningful, including the apostles, all of them, they travailed. They travailed. They suffered. As I was watching that scene, many people were giving up. The number wasn't much. There will be many who fall in love with you. That's to fall in love with Jesus. It's not part of the usage I'm talking about. After falling in love with Jesus, his basic requirement, his basic requirement for usage, you have not entered yet. People were giving up, fainting, falling. I thought that was where he ended. Suddenly the angel took me. And we entered into a place that looks like an indoor sports hall. And I saw half of the number that was outside. And the training on these people inside was many times harder. And they are less in number. Maybe 100 or thereabout, or even less. Now, I don't know how that vision works. But those people inside, they want to reduce them drastic. I don't know if the number has to be very few. The training is so hard. I stood there, I asked the man, who are these people? I wrote it down again in my jotter. This thing is happening some years ago. He told me, these are the special squad. Specialized functionaries. These are the people that God has ordained to cleave the way so that a generation can enter. The demand on you is not the same with others. Don't bother yourself if others refuse to groan and pray. You don't know their own. They might, are you getting where I'm going? Yes, they might be part of the people that fell. They might be part of the people that will follow later. But we are called to, as I have taught you people, to pioneer a way in the spirit. The real pioneer is not starting a church. The real pioneering is a way in the spirit so that others will journey. Because you journeyed in a path, members of your family began to journey that path. You are a pioneer, my friend. There is a grace you have that is not common. Huh? Despite the opposition you saw, you still stayed on until the impact began to cascade to different people in your family. It means you are a pioneer. You saw something when everywhere is dark, forest, everywhere. You wanted to give up, but the pioneer spirit did not allow you. Many days you would have stopped. Opposition, including people you are praying for, are still fighting you. But the pioneer spirit is there. It's not to start a church, it's to create a path in the spirit so that if a generation will follow, you cleave a path, you divide a path in the spirit. It takes a lot of training. What is happening to you? A lot of people has come there and given up. Will you give up? What you think is that you are passing through hard things. You don't know it's training. And it's a training that subsequent qualifications makes you competent in being used by God. God allows such things so that he will be just in proving to men that he when God chooses men, amen? Amen? Many times when we see God put men in certain things and begin to use them, some of the time you look at it and feel as if God is partial. He is not. Many times at the end of the season or after a while, you will find out that God is always right. That there are many components that is required to execute that assignment that the person embodied, that seasons and circumstance has not allowed that ability to find expression. So when seasons and circumstance begin to come, that thing that is inside began to come out as a sucker. Huh? Because God has seen God's instrument is the answer to what he wants to do. Are you getting the point? So God lifts out those kind of men that he has called for usage because they are the answer. And in the beginning, it doesn't look as it is. So they will step out, and there might not be, as of now, occasions that we call forth what they have on the inside. Are you getting the point? But subsequent seasons will come, and we'll be trying to say, what are we going to do this? We will not know that within our midst, God has made available an answer to it. It is those seasons and those circumstances that will begin to call for what you already have inside. Meanwhile, the seasons that you are being cooked, it doesn't look like it. We groan and travail, and our intestine you groan, your intestine will climb here. You have heard the story. I was doing a 21 days fast. I think I eat only banana in every 3 days. I've forgotten how I do it. One day, I wanted to groan. I've forgotten. I went to lead prayer. As I was praying, I'm sure of one thing. I don't know whether I was in heaven or on earth because I was fainting. If it has not happened to you, huh? All the time, it's normal. It's normal. I was nothing. In fact, I groaned, my intestine entered here. Huh? I hid the thing, he came back. I thought after that thing happened, God will now say, I'm using you all over. Years and years passed, nothing came. Are you getting the point? Because the work and forgings in the instrument, seasons has not called for it. Circumstances has not called for it. You will not get ready when the situation comes. You are ready before it comes. God needs men. Meanwhile, there are people everywhere. It is simply a test to the fact that even though we are many available, that we are not meeting up to the requirement of heaven. Perpetua, will you continue like this? I vowed. It's a vow I made in my heart. It's my desire that anytime God looks, if he's looking for 100 people in Nigeria, he will find half, at least half, here. I know there are people that might not like what I'm saying, but that's my desire. I'm not saying it must happen. It can even be more. That's why when I'm training you people, I'm training morning, afternoon, day, and night. Non-stop. I know where we are going. Don't come and tell me that the night vigil is too much, the fasting is too much, morning. We are not even seeing the results yet. You don't know where we are going. When the season suddenly breaks upon you, there is no time to prepare. You must have been ready. The instrument must have been forged enough to be an answer to the departure that is already obvious. Huh? And what I'm saying cuts across everything in life, including politics, including the economy, including, you will see somebody rise and suddenly you wonder, so this guy has been around all this while. There are things being forged and the person is getting ready to become the instrument that can be used. That voice outside is not good. Stop that. That person is becoming an instrument that will be useful for God to use in that season. Meanwhile, at this time, the season has not called for him to become that. Are you getting the point? So if you don't submit to what it takes to become a specialized functionary, a season will come, and before your very eyes, God will put hands on a few people. It means that those people are meeting the requirements. Where will you be? Where will you be? I will pay the price. Sister. Them, I'll pay the price. I'll pay the price. There is no price too high to pay. 1 minute of God using you is more important than the 80 years you lived in this life. Men like us, we don't value things in this world. My reality is heaven, and I'm not just saying empty words. So don't be like me, but I don't like this world that you have found. You have not tested heaven. Oh my God. When you test heaven, you come to this world, things will lose value in your eyes. You will find out that the reason why we are here is to be instruments in the hands of God. Outside of that context, this world is a burden. Men like Paul will appear. He said, I'm in betwixt. To stay, I want to cross over, but because of you, that's why we are here. Why are you here? If it is true that you have identified the fact that your target is to come to the place of increased usability in the hand of God, what should be your target? What should be the things that you exercise yourself in? What if you have money? Somebody say, money, is it not these people that are praying and all that? What have they seen money? Well, I've not seen money, but I'm not hungry. I used to be hungry. So but I'm no more hungry. So